Hello, welcome all to my channel. Today we are going to see the super key in a DBMS. In the previous videos, I explained the concept of key. What do you mean by the key? Why there is a need of a key in a DBMS? Also, we just go the detailed discussion about the primary key. If you haven't watched it yet, I request all to go my channel and watch all these videos. For the today's session, we are concentrating our discussion for the super key. What do you mean by the super key? How define a super key from a relation? What is the difference between a super key and primary key? So let's start. The definition says that a super key it is an attribute or set of an attributes that is used to uniquely identify all the attributes in a relational table. Here, I have just mentioned the different forms of a definition. All are correct. You can choose as anyone as per your convenience. Another definition says that super key is a set of all the keys which help to uniquely identify the rows. It means that all those columns of a table that capable of identifying the other columns of that table uniquely will all be considered as a super key. Means, in short, a one single attribute can be defined as a super key, or if we combine the attributes to uniquely identify the other records, that can be considered as a super key also. A super key may be a single or a group of multiple keys which identifies the row in a table uniquely. Second, another thing over here is that a super key is a superset of a candidate key. In the further lectures, we are detailed see about the candidate key. But here, a super key is a superset of a candidate key. Now, let's consider we are going to start our discussion with one example. Let's consider a table that is a student table. It has the attributes as roll number, name, and age. Out of this, the roll number is acts as a primary key. Primary key that gives you a unique and a not null value. So roll number over here, it is acts as a primary key. When I say that roll number is a primary key, means that with the help of a roll number, we can uniquely identify the name and age from the relation. So roll number can be accessed as a super key right now. Obviously, it can be accessed as a super key because it satisfies the condition of a super key that it with the help of a roll number, we can uniquely identify the another attributes. There is no another case which is having the roll number 2 and the name as PQR and 21. Obviously, the name PQR is repeated, but it is having the another roll number. So with the help of if I'm saying that, what is the name of the student having roll number 2? You will get the answer as a PQR. The roll number is a unique for each and the every student. So roll number can be acts as the super key. But is there only a single key in a table? Which one is a case for the primary key? No, there may be the multiple super key in a relation. Now, let's find the other possible super keys. Is the name can uniquely identify all the attributes? Name of the two students may be of a same. Let's see over here with the PQR. When I say that, let's tell me what is the roll number of the student PQR. So we will get the two different answers. So with the help of a name, we cannot uniquely identify the roll number or age, and that's why it cannot becomes as the super key. Can age, now the nextly, can the age be a super key? No, the same case with an age. There may be the redundancy in the column as an age. There may be the repetition is happen. So we cannot be uniquely identify the remaining attributes that is name and roll number from the age. Now from the definition, we say that it is not only a single attribute, but its set of an attributes can be accessed on a super key. So now let's consider another combination over here that is roll number and date. Out of this combination, roll number is the primary key, which always gives us a unique and not null values. So combining it with other, we can uniquely identify the other attributes. Roll number 3 is not repeated over here. There is no other student having roll number 3. Now, when we consider roll number and a name together, it gives us a unique record. There will no other any record having roll number 3 and name as MNO. So, roll number and a name, we uniquely identify the age. With the help of a roll number 3 and name MNO having age as an 22, there is no any other record which gives us the same value, that is roll number 3 and MNO. With the help of this combination, roll number and name, we uniquely identify the age. So this combination maybe acts as a super key. Same is the case may happen with the another is roll number and age uniquely identify the name. Now, what about the name and age? We can see both the attributes have the redundancies in their respective column. That is, ABC name and age over here is going to be repeated. It is name and age is repeated over here, and that's why that cannot be act as a super key. Now, finally, we considered other case with all attributes together, that is roll number, name and age. All these attributes together can be accessed in a super key. Out of this, roll number is a primary key. So there may not be the condition where all of the attributes having the same value. So here is the example, that is roll number, name and age. All these attributes are the same. This case may not be happen because roll number is a primary key, means it is a unique, not repeated value. So we can say that this combination may be acts as a super key. With all this discussion, we come to the conclusion that what are the possible attributes which acts as a super key are nothing but roll number and name, roll number and age, roll number, name and age. Nextly, this one is the all about the summary of this discussion. That is, we are considering all possible attributes or and combination of the attributes which we can be acts as a super key. This one is another example. This is an employee table. Out of this, having some of the attributes for the employee table, here, if we are choosing employee ID as a primary key, then employee ID, when combined with an employee name, that gives us a unique identification, and that's why this can be accessed as a super key. Now, the nextly, what is the difference between primary key and a super key? Whenever we have discussing the definition of a super key, we come to conclusion that the definition of both of a key is nearby similar. Then what is the difference? When we are see all the possible values for the super key, we just gone through all these values. If we observing this set of the attributes, we can say that the roll number is common in both of the sets. That is, roll number is a primary key. We have already seen that. That may act as a super key. So we come to conclusion that all the primary keys are the super keys, but all the super keys are not the primary key. All this combination, whatever the combinations over here as a super key, out of that, roll number is a primary key. So primary key is always a part of a super key, but whatever the remaining attributes are there, they all are not the primary key. Means that all the super keys are not the primary keys. Again, the next very important difference between primary key and a super key over here is that for each and every relation, there is only single primary key, but there may be the multiple super keys are possible. So this one is all for the super key. In a summary, we can say that super key is a key which helps you to uniquely identify the tuples or the rows from a table. It is near about similar with a primary key. It may be a single, or for defining the super key, we can combine the different attributes together. The difference between the primary key and a super key is that all the primary keys are a part of a super key, but all the attributes from the super key may not be acts as a primary key. For each and every relation, there is only single primary key, but there may be many number of possible super keys are possible for one relation or table. This one is all about for the today's session. Thank you.